Okay, good evening. How are you tonight? Sorry for being this late, but multiple occupations had led me to this late class. How are you doing? Miguel, how are you doing? Diana, how are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm ready for this class.
Excellent.
Diana, how are you doing? Very good.
Hi,
Okay,
I'm
guys.
excellent.
Thank you very much for being here. The topic for this class is pros and cons of social media use. Do you have social media accounts? Which social media do you use? Which particular application? Diana.
Okay, well, I have a lot of social media. I have at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the newest one that is TikTok. Yes, I have a TikTok account. And I can remember if I have another ones, but basically those are the four more important that I have. WhatsApp, I
Okay.
think also. WhatsApp.
Yes. Okay. Miguel?
Me too. I use Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Do you have like a lot of followers or not?
Yes, I have a lot.
So you are kind of influencers, both of you?
Yes, something like that.
No,
What do you
no, for
consider
me,
to
no.
be an influencer? What, I mean, we all have heard the word influencer. He's an influencer. He's a YouTuber. As for me, it's like he's important. What he or she says matters. Is that correct? That's an influencer?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Yes and
For
no.
me,
Why
someone
yes?
that
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Yeah. For me, an influencer is someone that can give an opinion about, I don't know, a product or a
Mm-hmm.
place, or maybe an opinion about a social matter, maybe. And there's
Mm-hmm.
people that they like particularly that influencer, that person, and they follow him or her because
Mm-hmm.
they can feel connected with his or her ideas, so they listen to him or to her, and they try to sympathize with him or her. And also, if once in a while that person, I don't know, makes an sponsorship about a product, so the same people is going to buy that product, and that could be an influencer,
That's
someone that
right.
influences you.
That's right, Diana. I mean, the very word influencer has the meaning someone that tries to influence someone or something, right? Someone
Yeah.
who has something to say and that people listen to that person. That's correct. Okay, it is interesting that you say this, that you share this point of view, because this class is precisely about this topic and how there are many topics, many issues that people consider to be polemic. A polemic issue is one that have arguments in favor and arguments against it. And the topic for this class is pros and cons. So I'm going to invite you to watch this video that I selected. I really would like for you to watch it attentively because we are going to analyze it when it's finished, okay? Let's watch this video and then we're going to a little bit, okay? I'm going to share my screen, so we are going to watch the video.
For just $67, you can make as many videos as you want and you never need to pick up a camera.
So I guess you came here to see a video on social media. But first, let me take a selfie. the past decade, the number has skyrocketed. When Facebook was founded by Mark Zuckerberg, a student at Harvard University, just 10 years ago, its use was limited to Harvard students. Since it became available for any user over 13 in the world just 8 years ago, in 2006, the website has acquired 1,310,000,000 users worldwide, making it the most widely used website in history. The fastest growing demographic of Facebook users is the 45 to 55-year-old age group. Also rapidly increasing are the number of businesses, both large and small, creating Facebook accounts to promote their products and services. Nearly any big name in music, sports, and movies that you could think of has a Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram page for users to like and follow. It's pretty obvious that we spend quite a bit of our time on social media, but does age play into it? Research has shown that 18 to 24-year-olds spend 3.8 hours on social media, 35 to 49-year-olds spend 3 hours, and 50 to 64-year-olds spend 2.4 hours. Judging from these statistics, it appears that younger individuals are the most captivated by social media. Social media definitely has its ups and downs. Social media can support communicating with people you haven't spoken to in a while, allowing conversations over long distances. People can also use social media to share info, such as homework assignments, photographs, or simply spreading the word on a certain topic. Finally, social media can be used to publish business and event details. For example, if someone hosts a birthday party, he or she can post the event details on a Facebook group page that only the guests can see. As fun and useful as social media can be, it has many serious issues as well. Let's start with the invasion of privacy. Whenever someone posts a picture or a status update, all of their friends can see it. This also includes accounts that appear to be safe that are secretly predators. Also, there is the concept of cyberbullying. Although insults on pictures and status updates can be deleted, the victim still sees them. This type of abuse can lead to depression and even suicide. When we constantly see people post pictures on their Instagram accounts of glamorous vacations and shots of them with their boyfriend or girlfriend, we start to feel what is called FOMO, the fear of missing out. This causes anxiety and makes people think that they are not having an enjoyable life because they only see the appealing photos posted by their friends. Furthermore, people can feel a pressure to fit in by dressing and behaving like the people they see on social media. If they don't have a social media account and don't post the right things on it, they just might be ignored by their friends. Similar to magazines and television, social media can potentially cause drops in self-esteem and distorted self-image in people, especially girls, by subjecting them to unrealistic beauty standards. Considering that social media can really make life difficult and cause unnecessary stress, it can be a great tool if we choose to correctly use it without addiction.
Okay. Do you agree with the video? What was this video about? What did the guy tell us? What did the guy tell us?
About the power of the social networks.
And what's that power? How can you describe it? Is it good? Is it bad? Is it regular? How can you identify that there's a power in social media?
Social networks make you feel like you have to have a lot of likes, comments.
And that is good, or is bad, or that is positive or negative? What do you think? Miguel, what do you think? Diana, what do you think?
Okay, so well, in my opinion about a video, this person tell us the amount, the average amount of hours that people spend on social media. There's like a lot of hours, and well, that could be bad because we are giving social media a lot of importance, even though social media is something that it is not like well regulated. I think there's a lot of freedom in social media, but that could be good, and also it could be bad because there is nobody regulating that. So you can post something. Maybe I don't like my classmate Mike, so I'm going to put something to embarrass him and to make him feel bad. Who is going to stop me? Who is going to stop that? And that can lead to this cyberbullying thing, and we can make people feel bad directly attacking them, or just by posting something like, for example, my life is so beautiful, full of the color pink and diamonds and all of that. And if you have low self-esteem, you can feel bad about that. And that leads to depression. So
That's correct.
I think social media, it's a place of freedom, but that could be good, and also it could be bad.
If you notice, this is the point exactly where I was trying to get. There are topics that in which we don't have a clear picture of what is happening, because it all depends on our experience and other people's experiences. And those experiences could be good, could be bad. So when we don't have a clear idea, a clear image, then is when we use this collocation, this fixed expression that says, let's wait, let's analyze the weight of. In this case is, let's analyze the weight of social media. Vamos a analizar el peso, la importancia o qué está sucediendo con las redes sociales. When we say that, cuando decimos vamos a analizarlo, entonces necessarily we need to bring out positive and negative. In the video, the guy talked about upside and downsides. Something like the good is going upwards and the bad or negative is going downwards. Upward, downward, good and bad, positive and negative, pros and cons are all the same thing. We present arguments that support one point of view or one argument that goes against that idea or that point of view. That's the issue with the pros and cons. And the idea for this class is precisely for you to learn how to use those expressions, how to express yourself, your point of view, using, if you are in agreement with some idea, then you have to support that idea. If you are against that point of view, then you have to express the reasons why you are against that idea or that point of view. Okay, I'm going to share my screen because I'm going to present a PowerPoint presentation for you to understand and to identify these expressions. Okay, it says pros and cons of social media use. Okay, first of all, as I was telling you before, this is a fixed expression. Do you remember what a fixed expression is? Do you remember fixed expression?
Yeah, fixed expressions are expressions that are like compound. You need like two phrases, two words, two short phrases, or more than two to fix an expression, to compound it, to link it, maybe.
Yes, that's the correct path, Diana. A fixed expression in actually is a collocation, and a collocation is words that follow certain order. You put the words in certain order, because you're trying to deliver that meaning. In this case, the weight, the pros and cons of is a fixed expression that invites us to discuss. When we say, let's weigh the pros and cons of social media, sports, vacations, whatever the issue you're trying to discuss with something else, what you are saying is, let's discuss this. I'm going to present what I think, and I want to hear what you think, okay? Okay. In this case, we decided to select the topic social media, but this invitation to discuss is not only for social media topic, actually is for any topic that you feel it needs to be discussed. A conversation like this, when we start a conversation with this expression, is helpful when we think that we don't have, as I was telling you at the beginning of the class, we don't have a clear idea of what we are talking about. And this expression, this discussion can help us, as I told you a few minutes ago, about every topic that we want to discuss with anybody, okay? So let's check this expression. Pro or favor, against, con and against, versus, sorry. Pro, it will be like the positive, and con or against, it will be like the negative thing. And all these are expressions that we can use when referring to these arguments that might help us to discuss. For example, one or a benefit, lo traducimos como un beneficio. Aquí we can change benefit for upside, advantage, positive, good, side, plus, and the meaning is the same. We are like pointing out a positive issue for an argument or for an idea or a topic we are discussing, okay? Another pro or favor point. Diana, can you read it, all this list, please?
Yes. From plus?
From 1 point,
Okay. 1 point in favor of, or 1 point in support of. The next one, an argument in favor of. To be in favor of. One reason to be in favor of, or it could be one reason to support of. One reason I'm in favor of, and one reason in support of.
Miguel, can you read the list of against or cons phrases?
Okay. One, a drawback. One, criticisms. Downside, right? Disadvantage, negative, bad side, minus. It's an argument against disease. To be against, one reason to not be in favor of. In support of, one reason I'm not in favor of. In support of.
Okay, all these expressions, as you have read it, are clear. The column of the left tells us the positive or support positively an argument, and the column of the left give us reasons against that argument. These phrases normally start what follows these phrases is the idea that we have regarding a topic we are discussing. For example, social media. I can tell you one benefit of social media is that allows people that is far away to be together without even traveling, okay? One drawback or one criticism I have or one downside I see from social media is that, as Diana was telling a few moments ago, it can cause addiction, or it can make you use a lot of time, invest a lot of time that you can use with other activities that maybe are more rewarding than only using your cell phone or your laptop. So I want you now to give me one argument, one pro, and one argument against, one con of social media. Use whatever from these two lists and give me one argument in favor and one argument against. Think about it, select one phrase and one opening phrase, and tell me now one argument of pro and one argument of con, or one con, one pro. Let's start with Miguel. Miguel,
for example, one point in favor of use social networks is keep in touch with your friends or your family.
Very good. And one con?
Let me think. For example, one reason to not be in favor of social media is and that you spend a lot of time on the cell phone, for example.
That's correct. Thank you very much. What you have just said is one pro and one con. Diana, can you tell me your pro and con regarding social media?
Okay, so for me, one reason to be in favor of social media, it is like you can get connected with people that is far away. Like, for example, us. We are connected through a kind of social media app having this class. So that's for me, it's a point, it's a reason to be in favor of social media. But one disadvantage that I see about social media is that, well, sometimes social media can lead to bad things for people. For example, what I was telling before about the depression or the low self-esteem, because people tend to post all of the good things, but not all of the good things are true. And maybe if you have low self-esteem, you can judge yourself very hard. And for me, that will be one disadvantage of social media, that not everything that you see is true. There's a lot of fake things out there.
That's correct. That's a very good point, actually, because as you say, not everything that we see through the social media mirror really reflects the reality. Okay, so do you notice how have we used pros and cons phrases to express our point of view? That is exactly the purpose for this class, for you to use these expressions and learn how to express your idea and support that idea. That is what makes good conversation, that you give reasons, that you give arguments, and not only simple positions like, no, I don't like it. Why don't you like it? Because I don't like it. No, you have to support. And in English, we have a lot of expression like this. The purpose of this class is not for you to learn by memory all this list, because it's going to be like some particularly can be tiresome or can be boring. But the point for this class is that you identify how can you select the choice of words that really reflect what you are trying to deliver when you are having a conversation with someone else. Okay, Let's go. I'm going to stop sharing the screen. And now let's go to the worksheet that I sent you in the morning with some exercises. If you have it, if you don't, I'm going to present it here. Okay. Let me, here is it. Okay. It says instructions, read and analyze the next arguments about the use of social media and decide whether if they are pro or con with a P or a C written in the line. So we're going to read only the first 4 because there are like 10 or something. The rest of the exercise, you're going to do it as a practice when we finish the class. We are only going to read the first 4 paragraphs, okay? Now, Miguel, read the first one, the one that says, allows you to keep in touch with people.
Okay, let's start. From time to time, we wonder about friends we've met along the way and what they're doing now. Social media is a great way to maintain those connections. Name search features allow us to reconnect with long-lost friends and network with people we want to get to know better.
About is this positive or negative?
And this is a pro
That's correct. It's a pro.
because this is true. For
That's
example,
correct.
I have a lot of friends who live in other cities, and social media is a great way to maintain these connections.
That's correct. So this is a pro. Okay. Diana, can you read the next one, please?
The next paragraph.
Yes, please.
Okay, teacher, I'm sorry. Can you please give it a little bit more of zoom to the text because
Yes,
I
of course.
can't see it clearly.
There?
Yeah, that's
that
fine.
okay?
Thank you. Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
You're
So
welcome.
the next paragraph says can
And
cause
also this one.
addiction. Okay, social media addiction is on the rise. Currently, more people are spending the majority of their waking hours compulsively using social media, neglecting face-to-face interactions and other responsibilities. Internet addiction has negative effects on people's health and well-being.
Thank you very much. So what do you think? It is a pro or it is a con?
For me, it is clearly a con.
Why?
Because, well, I'm a teacher. I'm young, sorry. Teacher, I'm young. I'm a student, and I spend lots of hours on social media instead of doing my homework. So for me, it's a con.
That's correct. It's a con. It's if you remember in the video we watched that the more younger the people are, the more time they spend using social media.
For
It has to-
example, I
Yes.
use the cell phone all the time.
And that's something for you to be proud of, I can think. Okay, thank you very much. Mike, increases the risk of depression. Can you read that paragraph, please?
Okay, excessive use of social media has been identified to rise depression in susceptible individuals. The longer they are logged into their social networks, the higher the chances that they become isolated and depressed.
Isolated and depressed. Isolated is a person who doesn't want to socialize with anyone else but themselves. And depressed, well, isolation could lead you to depression. So, Mike, do you think this is a pro or is it a con?
I think this is a con.
That's correct. That's correct, because it talks about the risk of using excessively social media. Okay, let's
I
leave
think
with this one. Mhm.
I think
Tell
many
me.
people just show the best of their life on social
Mhm,
networks, and there
mhm,
are people who want to be like them and
mhm.
cannot, so they feel depressed about it.
That's correct, because we search for role models, right? We look for role models and we want to dress like them or think like them or act like them or express like them. And when we cannot do it, we tend to feel sad or depressed. Okay, all these paragraph, we can use it as arguments for pros and cons. How? If we add at the beginning of the paragraph the list, one of the selection of those lists of expressions about positive and negative. For example, number one, it allows to keep in touch with people. So how can I transform that expression into some pro? Well, using the list that we saw in the PPT file. I can say one thing that I believe is positive about social media is that it allows to keep in touch with people. It allows you to keep in touch with people. Did you notice? I only add the first part, one expression for the list. If I can use the con, well, I'm going to check my list of con expressions and I'm going to add it to the first paragraph. And I'm going to say one downwards about social media is that they can cause addiction. Did you notice? How can we use those expressions with this paragraph and turn them into a pro and a con? Let's do it. Okay, now you're going to try it. Take an expression for the list that is in your here, and you are going to add it here. For example, this one offsite. Let's use this. Okay, check this. One upside of social media is that it allows you to keep in touch with people. And a simple expression, we have just changed it into a pro. Okay? Now, this we said can cause addiction. We said that it was a con. Here a list of con expressions. Let's use this. An argument against. Here. An argument against social media is that it can cause addiction. Can you see it? Yes or no?
Yes, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Can you see that it's not difficult? It's only to apply the expressions that I showed you minutes ago and the idea that you are trying to convey. Maybe this is not representing exactly what you're trying or idea is. Well, then you're to write your own ideas. I'm going to ask you for the next class that you transform all these expressions into pros and cons using these lists of expressions to do that. Okay? Yes or no?
Okay.
Teacher.
This
Yes,
is
teacher.
for
Okay.
homework, right?
Yes, that is for homework.
Okay, for
But
the next class.
before we finish the class, we're going to practice. Remember that I told you that this, the use of these expressions can help you to start and maintain a conversation. Maintain a conversation, let me show you this. Maintain a conversation, it will require from us not only saying what is good or what we think it is good or what we think it is bad. Maintain a conversation requires critical thinking. What do you think it is critical thinking?
I don't know.
Have you heard the expression before? Critical thinking?
No.
No. Diana, have you heard it?
I
Okay.
think yes. We
Mhm.
also have this like in Spanish. It's
Mhm.
pensamiento crítico.
That's
But
correct.
in English, it will be almost the same. It's for you to make your own idea, your own arguments about a certain topic.
That's correct. That's precisely the idea. Mike, critical thinking is not only accept the things that people say or whatever we read on social media or whatever a friend tells us, it's going to happen this. Critical thinking means you're going to analyze what people is telling you or what are you reading, even it is in the paper or on the social media, and you're going to go deep in that idea and assess, is this true? Who's saying this? Why is saying this? And there you are starting a critical thinking circle. A critical thinking circle is going to help you to express, to search within yourself for the ideas. What do you believe? What are your beliefs? And share it with the people. That's critical thinking, okay? And now I'm going to present you an image, and I'm going to give you a few minutes for you to analyze that image. And I would like for you to give me two arguments, one pro and one con, related to that idea. So the interaction is going to be, Diana is going to say a pro, and I'm going to answer that pro. Mike is going to say a pro, and Diana is going to say a con. Is clear?
Oh,
Okay.
Yes,
sorry,
no?
teacher. My internet is unstable. In the
Mhm.
first image, I'm going to say the pros.
That's correct. And Mike is
And in
going
the
to answer you
second,
because it's going to be like a conversation. You're going to say
okay,
a pro, and Mike is going to answer with a con. And then Mike
okay,
is going to say a pro, and you are going to say a con. Okay?
okay. Thank you.
Mike?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Mike, you
Yes.
got it? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to show you the image. Tan, 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 tan.
Oh my goodness. It's
Oh
so
my God,
difficult.
no, why? No, please, no.
Okay, tomorrow it's a big day for Mexico's democratic life. There's an election day. So I want Diana to tell me an argument in favor, a pro of elections or politics. And Mike is going to answer that argument with an argument against. And then it's going to be the other way around. Mike is going to say a pro about elections or politics, and Diana is going to say a con or an argument against politics or elections. Okay? Take 2 minutes, 1 minute, because we are almost finishing our class. Take a minute and elaborate an argument, and let's share it with the rest of the class. You ready?
Oh, okay, yes, I think.
Okay, Diana, let's begin. Tell me a pro.
Okay,
Using
so for me,
using the list of
to
expressions.
be,
Mhm.
okay, okay. So to be in favor of the elections of 2021 in Mexico, in my opinion, to be in favor of these elections, I think it is important to participate in this exercise because we as Mexicans can choose our representatives in the government.
Mhm.
So
Excellent, excellent idea. Mike, against.
Con, right?
Mhm.
One reason to not be in favor of this topic is that people are intense with this topic, but
Correct.
I don't know. It's difficult to
That's
talk
correct. That's
about
very
this
true.
topic.
Yes, like the patient is overloaded, right? Very good. Very good argument. Now, let's turn it around. You are going to say something in favor, and Diana is going to say something against.
okay.
Let's begin.
Yes.
Let's begin, Mike. Something in favor.
About this topic, right? Election day.
That's correct. Mhm.
I don't know about this topic. It's difficult.
Okay, let me help you a little bit. Do you remember that Diana said that we can have the chance to select our representatives, right?
Okay.
Something good about it is that if you vote for someone, maybe you are entitled to ask for that politic that fulfilled the commitment that he made with your neighborhood or with your family or with young
Okay.
people.
For example,
Really. Mhm,
one reason to be in favor of this election day, we can
mhm.
change our city with Mariela.
That's true. Okay, we can get to change things in the government. That's correct. Diana, against.
Okay. So to be against election days, there is too much corruption here in Mexico. So I think that sometimes, or maybe sadly, most of the times, the politicians here in Mexico want to be in charge of something in the government because they want to do whatever they want with the country money, the taxes, and all of that. So I think that's to be against elections.
That's correct. Very good. Thank you very much. It is unavoidable that tomorrow is going to be a very particular day. Whether we have pros or cons, against or in favor of the politics and the elections, I think it is important, as Diana said, that we participate. But it is up to every one of us. Okay? No one should be obliged to participate, and that's something that I would consider as a con. When someone, an institution, or the place in which you work try to make you do something in favor of some candidate or party, that is not good. Okay. Okay, guys, we have finished the class for today. As you can see, it is not so difficult. I hope you like it. I hope you practice the list of expressions. And I hope the next time you have a conversation with someone, a friend, a family, and you want to state your opinion, you use these phrases because they are going to make you look smart. Okay? Any question? Any question about
I think it was easier to talk about social media than politics and elections.
Yes, that
It
is.
was easier.
Okay. Thank you very much. Do you have any question, any doubt about the topic, about the homework?
It's
Not
okay.
exactly, I think. Not
Okay.
exactly. Thank you, teacher, for the class.
See
Thanks to
next
you
class,
for
teacher.
this late class, for being present here. And see you next week. Thank you very much. Have a nice night. And tomorrow, do whatever you want. If you want to vote, vote. If you
Yay.
don't want to, do it.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go to Bond. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Goodbye,
Bye.
guys.
See you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye. Gracias, muchachos.